Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you how I made this simple stenciled coffee card. To start with, I taped my card panel to the back of the stencil. This way the tape doesn't get in the way of my blending. And the card that I'm using is the Strathmore Bristol smooth cardstock, which is perfect for ink blending. I'm using some distress inks. The colours that I'm using are Scattered Straw and Antique Linen. I take the Antique Linen one first, and in circular motions I gently blend it into the centre of the card. And I don't want to stencil the whole background, just the centre, like a spotlight effect, but reverse spotlight. So then I went with the Scatter Straw, and just to add some shadows and depth, I, at an angle, just blended in some of the darker shade. I had this stamp set for a while. It came in a Salmon Says card making kit, and I never got around to using it. I love the images and the fonts are so cute. Now I took some white cardstock, and to be honest, I don't know which one it was. It was just some scrap piece of white paper lying around, and I stamped the images with extreme black ink, and I stamped it 4 times. You will see why this paper that I used wasn't great, because when I go to colouring and it doesn't blend properly, and it was just frustrating me. I have a Spectrum Noirs, but I don't have the whole set. But when I was colouring with these 2 colours, I don't have the in-between shades, so I do the technique where you put the 2 tips together to get the middle shade so you're able to blend it. You'll see that I make a big mistake, and yeah, in a few seconds. So here I'm trying to get like a darker shade to make the cup look rounder, and I just went with the DG4 and I just scribbled it in, thinking that I could blend the DG2, but it didn't work. So there you go. That's why I stamped it 4 times, so that I could do it, so I could colour it again. And this time around I just stay with the tip to tip technique and don't want to risk it at all. Yeah, I'm thinking of switching over to Copic markers, because I just think they're much better. I already have some, and I just want to move over. With the C00, I am colouring in the plastic part of the cup. I didn't want it to leave it completely white, I just wanted to offset it a little bit. And I'm using this cool grey marker. I don't know if you can tell, I'm trying to make it look like a Starbucks cup. So then I get the row of hearts, and this from the coffee and tea stamp set, and I stamp it with white pigment ink. This is Lawn Fawn, it's called Yeti, and I just stamp it in onto the middle. Usually pigment inks take a while to dry, and I didn't want to risk smudging this, so I heat set it with my heat gun. And then next I fussy cut it out with some scissors. Of course, I don't have the die for this set. And with fussy cutting, usually there's like the white bit showing on the side, so I just color it in black just to outline it. Next I take the stenciled panel, and here is where I'm going to stamp directly onto the panel, but I'm using the coffee cup just to make sure I center it properly, and I also use the grid acetate sheet just to make sure everything is in the middle, and I use the curve of the like lid to help me put it in the right place. Another technique as well, a tip as well that I saw I don't know who does this, but you can directly stamp onto the acetate and then move the acetate around to see where you want to actually place the sentiment. And I think I've decided to I've got the right place, and it's just right there, and I stamp it again with extreme black ink. I stamp it twice just to make sure that it is all crisp and dark. Next, I take the coffee cup and I put some foam tape on the back of it for a bit of dimension. And I like to do this after I stamp the sentiment, otherwise I wouldn't be able to. Sorry, oh my god, the doors are open and you could just hear all the cars going by. But like I was saying, I like to do the stamping first, then the dimension. That way it doesn't get in the way. I just thought it looked a bit bland, so I'm adding a bit of clear sequins, and it just makes it like pop. Like I just love it now even more. There's Snowfall sequins by Neenah and Tangled, and I'm using glue dots to attach them on rather than wet glue. I just find the mini glue dots kind of make it really easy for me, and that's my card done and complete. Actually, no, before I finished, I put some sparkles with my Spectrum Noir sparkle pen, and that is my card complete. Now, all I'm going to do is going to place it onto a kraft card base, and this card base is 5 by 7, and my card panel is 4¼ by 5½. So I just like I wanted to get a kraft border around it, so I trim off the excess to make it a top folding, or is it side folding? No, a side folding card. I'm sorry, I forgot which way the card opens, but I'm using my Tim Holtz guillotine trimmer to just get those nice crisp edges, and I removed some mistakes that I've made with this sand eraser. I mean, I love it so much. That's just amazing. It rubs out any mistake as long as it's not heavy. But yeah, here is my card, and this is it complete. I'm trying to see if you can see the sparkle. I think it kind of little, but I just love the green and the craft together. It's a nice color combination, and I didn't think it would look so good. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.